Tornado has been selected as the primary aircraft for NATO and similar theatres of operation. Unlike any other aircraft in the world, it's capable of destroying major targets by striking deep into enemy territory at high speed in an automatic mode at heights as low as 60 meters above the ground. This unique ability to make attacks by day or by night, even in the most adverse weather conditions, makes Tornado a daunting deterrent, since any enemy who attacks can in no way reckon on avoiding severe retribution. Even carrying its maximum weapon load, the aircraft is still able to take off in a very short distance. A special feature of Tornado is its ability to alter its shape in flight by swinging its wings, forward for low speed and good maneuverability, and back for high-speed flight. At low altitudes such as this, the aircraft has the ability to follow the terrain and prevent detection by enemy radar. At low level, Tornado is the fastest aircraft in the world. Tornado has two powerful engines, an essential safety feature in both peace and wartime conditions. At low level, the survivability of a twin-engined high-performance aircraft is 3 times greater than that of a single engine. The ability to fly at low altitudes in any visibility, totally automatically, and without the need for direct pilot control, was the prime requirement in the design of Tornado. It can seek out targets automatically and deliver its weapons with unparalleled accuracy. Its radius of action of more than 1,500 kilometers can be vastly extended when necessary by the use of in-flight refueling from other Tornadoes or from a refueling tanker. Tornado can carry a vast array of modern European and American weapons. Amongst the formidable range of weapons Tornado carries is the JP-233, an airfield denial weapon. It dispenses a large number of bomblets capable of penetrating runways. Further disruption is caused by the inclusion of delayed action mines, preventing engineers from repairing the runway for up to 12 hours. The alarm missile has been developed for the suppression of enemy radars. It has the ability to search for targets and destroy them automatically. Should the enemy radar be switched off, it has the ability to loiter around a known target area to await radar reactivation. The anti-shipping missile Sea Eagle has a greater effective range than any other weapon in its class. It incorporates the latest developments in technology, giving it the greatest possible operational flexibility. For air-to-air operations, the air defense variant of the Tornado has been developed. It normally carries 8 air-to-air missiles and is equipped with the world's most advanced air-to-air radar that can detect targets at ranges of up to 180 kilometers. Enemy aircraft can be attacked and destroyed without the pilot actually seeing the target. This, then, is Tornado, the aircraft conceived and built in Europe for NATO. In a recent demanding bombing and tactical navigation competition held in the Nevada desert, USA, Tornadoes of the British Royal Air Force outclassed the best defenses the United States could put up against them. For the first time, a foreign aircraft won the top prizes in a demonstration of the true capabilities of this outstanding combat aircraft.
Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name's Bobby Waldron. In this video we're going to be having a nice inbox review of Revell's brand spanking new, brand new tooling as of May 2014. It is now the 1st of June 2014, so nice new review here, and it is of the Tornado IDS. It's 1 in 48 scale. So looking at the actual box before we do any research and really sort of get this open, I mean, you know, we've got some really nice pictures on the side showing off the kit itself. It looks like we're gonna have some nice flaps here, which we haven't really had in any of the other releases of Tornadoes out there. It looks like we're gonna have some fantastic decals moving around, nothing special, but it's in typical Revell's sort of open up box like this, so you know we can't put all our bags into, say, a box. Right, so we just get rid of this big box with nice artwork on there, and we've got all of these bags of sprues, which nicely Revell has, you know, basically put maybe 2 or 3 sprues per bag, so we've got some pretty nice packaging going on. In here it looks like we've got a couple of different sensor probes, we've got fuel tanks, we've got some sidewinders just in here, looking rather nice. Moving along, we have the biggest bag in the box. This has about 3 sprues in here, and it looks like we have stuff like air intakes going on here. Looks like we've got some cockpit landing gear work going on, the wings, probably bits of sides of the fuselage section going on there as well, looking rather nice. We've got some more fuel tanks here. I think this is a duplicate actually of this one, which it basically is, apart from this one doesn't have like sensor probes in there and whatnot. Then we've got another bag here which seems to have the nose section of the fuselage section, like tails and fins, nose section going on in there, looking rather nice. Then we have our canopy section, which I'm just having a look. It looks nice, but you know, Revell and canopies can be a little bit sometimes, so we'll have a closer look at that. Looking in here, now this is like the real kind of impressive thing you'll first notice about this kit, and it is these decals. I mean, look how gorgeous these decals are. Now they are printed, are they printed by a cartographer? Printed in Italy for Revell. Not seeing a cartographer thing on there, so we'll have a closer look at that, but as you can see, very nice decals. And then we have typical Revell instructions, which we'll go into a bit more detail later with. Now with this kit, the one thing that is quite nice about it is we've got a jet here, we've got a lot of plastic, we've got some nice decals, but you know what, it is £22.99. that is RRP price, that is at Hanans. That should be the most you should really pay for this kit, which is really damn cheap. I mean, either way, you know, this quick look, first time I've got this at the box, I can see already we've got value for money straight away. So I'm going to unbox all this, do some research, and then we're going to have a real good close look at this kit. Let's start off with the instructions, and as you always get with Revell, you get this nice little couple of paragraphs on the actual aircraft of the Tornado IDS, and some nice technical data as well. Moving through the instructions, you will notice that we have sort of Revell's colour scheme for their enamels and stuff, and you know, it's all sort of like mix this with mix that. You know, I always ignore that and just go for what colours you want from whatever range. You'll also notice that it is quite compact. You know, it's you know, it's all been sort of shrunk down and squashed in, and it looks rather complicated. But you know, if you look at it, you do eventually kind of get a gist of how it's going to go together. And what you'll notice with this actual build is the fuselage is like a box construction. You have this lower hull of the fuselage, then you have like these 2 side walls going, and then you have another, the top of the fuselage put on like that, and you basically bring your 2 nose sections together and stick that into this box shape that we're going to construct, you know, which is something a little bit different, but we can see how that goes. Your wings, they're going to be in this nice moving position, so you can have them open or closed. You've got air brakes on this, opened or closed. Moving along, you've got quite a nice option with our exhaust here, so we can have that in a sort of an open closed position. Remember, we've got 40 grams worth of weight to go in this as well, for the nose, so we don't have a tail sitter. Moving along, we've got all this nice flaps and slats going on here, which is going to build into something that's going to look rather nice and detailed and impressive, which is also rather good. And as I say, you've got the construction for an open or closed exhaust, which is rather nice. Moving along, the rest is just your typical construction, really. We've got a couple of fuel tanks, a couple of sensors, not really much in the line of weapons, and then we have just one set of markings here for a German Tornado. I mean, it is one set of markings, but wow, what an impressive set of markings it is. And here are the decals for it. They almost seem like cartographer decals, but you know, it's not really saying it or stating anywhere, but they don't seem too bad. I mean, they look quite satin. They don't feel too thin or too thick, but as you can agree, I mean, the detail on there is just fantastic. We've even got decal dials as well, if you want to whack them in. I can sort of, yeah, I mean, even the smaller writing does seem to be quite clear as well. So actually those decals are looking rather nice. So then we come to our sprues. Now our sprues, we've got lots of sprues. You know, the plastic does feel rather nice, rather standard. It does feel nice on the surfaces as well, so it's nice and smooth. There's no need to sand that down. But let's bring you into the first bit of detail. I do believe this is the top side of our fuselage. Hopefully, as you can see, if I just try and rotate in the light, we've got lots of nice detail in there, lots of nice recessed rivets, recessed panel lines, looking and feeling rather nice indeed. We've got our air intakes here as well, and inside the air intakes, guess what, it's all nice and smooth. I'm not seeing or feeling any ejector pin marks in there, which is really nice to see, because remember, this is a nice new mold. But I am noticing, let's get out the next sprue before I show you. I am noticing in places that there is a bit of flash going on in here. Just trying to find some now. As you can see, I mean, just here on our tail, we got that nasty bit of flash going on and around here, and it's quite a bit actually for a brand spanking new mold, a new kit release, to have so much flash going on in there. Even got a excuse me, even got sink marks just going on in our landing gear here, hopefully, as you can just see there. Again, bits of flash going on, but ejector pin marks, actually Revell's kind of done a nice job with this kit on the ejector pin marks. I'm not really seeing any in nasty places, and we can just turn this over. Here's our wheel well going on. There is ejector pin marks in there, you might be able to see them just in the corner, but still not bad. Those are only the kind of ejector pin marks which seem to be not nice on this kit. It's just them there, which is rather nice. Moving on to our next sprue, we have our wing section just here. Hopefully, as you can see, nicely detailed, but you know, again, you know, we've got bits of flash here, there and everywhere. Nice detail going on there. The lower part of the wing as well, again, some nice detail, really nice rivet work going on. Cockpit tub here, we've got all sorts of bits of detail going on inside here, and yeah, I mean, it's nice, it's kind of standard, it's not dog awful, but it's not like brilliant either at the same time. We've got some instrument display panels just here as well. They're looking rather nice as well. Our landing gear bay doors as well, actually no ejector pin marks in there, which is rather nice as well. Same with our air brakes, no ejector pin marks in there, which I'm quite liking for Revell. Again, we have some more detail here. Now, actually, no, I'll show you that on another sprue about their panel line detail. So I'm just getting out some more bits here. And what we have, as you can see, this is where the wings go inside the Tornado. As you can see, detail on there looking rather nice. We have some pylons here. Again, the pylons have got loads of detail in there as well. Very nice. No real sink marks going on. It was just those two sink marks I showed on the landing gear, and those ejector pin marks in the wheel wells, which were the problem. But nice detail going on in there. The top of sort of like the fuselage and the air intake part here, again, nice detail, hopefully, as you've just seen inside there, hopefully. Just nice detail going on there. Moving along, now this was like the problem with the Hobby Boss kit, and that was the vertical stabilizers were not shaped right. This is more like how they should be shaped, which is much more of a straight up and then straight across, whereas the Hobby Boss, there was more of a sort of a curvature to it, which wasn't right, and which is what a lot of people complained about the Hobby Boss, as well as the nose section wasn't shaped right as well. You know, so this is where the Hobby Boss has sort of made sure they didn't make the same mistake. And as you can see, nice detail going on in there. You bring these two halves together. You do have all our sort of front landing gear bay doors here all in one piece, so if you want to have this in a you know, landing gear up, you know, this is great, but if you want to have your landing gear down, which most of us do, we're going to have to cut this up into 3 pieces. I don't like it when they do it that way, because we mainly, all the time, we always seem to have our landing gear down. Then we have our bottom fuselage section. Just bring you in a bit closer here. Hopefully, as you can see, nice detail going on underneath here as well. Now, as you do with Revell, as it's probably best actually if I show you on our curve here. On our curve here, recessed panel lines, they look nice and everything on the surface, but as they curl round, they seem to fade away a bit, and you get that a lot with Revell kits, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Nice little light rescribe on there should sort it out. The one other thing is about Revell is their surface detail. I mean, as you can see, it's really full of like surface detail going on in there, but they seem to have these flat spots with the recessed panel lines. Because I don't know if you can sort of hear with my nail, I'm scratching at a panel line here, and you know, I can get my nail in there and it seems like it's good and it's going to take a wash nicely, but then you get down to some a different area and it's just, you can't quite get your nail in there. Hopefully you can't hear my nail digging into it, and that's like a flat spot where the actual, something's gone slightly wrong with the mold, and you know, the recessed panel lines aren't deep enough. You know, they're gonna need a little bit of a rescribe so as your wash can take to it, and I find that happens with literally all Revell kits, and you just have these odd little flat spots on each and every sprue, so you might have to find those flat spots and give them a bit of a rescribe. Just moving up along to our last sprues now, which is a bunch of weapons and sensors and all these kind of things. We can see how our our fuel tanks are sort of raised panel lines just going on there. So those are so that's going to be a bit of a problem, getting the raised panel lines sort of back in when you sand them all nice and seamless. Sidewinders, you know, they're looking nice, but we have got the usual flash that seems to be all over this. Hopefully, as you can just see there, but yeah, nice detail. The exhausts are just there as well, they're looking rather nice detail as well. Well, then we have just some sensor pods here, nothing too special. Then we have our ejector seats, which do look like they're gonna, you know, build into, you know, a nice set of ejector seats. Hopefully, as you can see, you know, nice bit of detail going on there with our ejector seat. But then we've got all these different parts of the ejector seat that build up to what does look like is going to be a nice ejector seat. You do have molded in there your seat belts, which, you know, some of us like, some of us don't, depending on whether we go out and buy photo etch or not. You know, but they're there. You know, if you want to put photo etch in, sand them out, put the photo etch on. But that is almost it. We just need to show you the canopy. Now the canopy is looking, you know, kind of shiny from a bit of a distance, but if you look a bit closer, we do have some slight problems with it. Looking through it, I don't think you're going to pick it up on camera, but looking at it up close with the Mark 1 eyeball, it does seem a little bit not so clear. You know, it's probably not going to be much of a problem once you've kind of polished it up, but what does look like a problem is, I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like they have ejector pin marks of some sort inside the actual one second, in the actual canopy on the inside. Hopefully, as you can just see, you've got these 3 sort of marks on the inside, and just at the front here as well, you've got another 3 just there. You can see that quite nicely on camera there. Now they have put them where there is like a bar, as you can see, so I mean we would be spraying over that bit, but it does here and there just slightly go over into the actual glass side, which you want to be all nice and perfect. So, you know, it does kind of let it down a little bit, but, you know, maybe once you've sort of masked up and you've sprayed over the top of that, it probably won't look so bad. But that is not brilliant, but, you know, it's not terrible. So final conclusion to this kit and my final Genesis model score, I decided to give this a score of 8.1, and you know, it kind of feels like an 8.1. An 8.1 at Genesis models, well, an 8 to 8.9 is considered to be an above average kit, so it has just got into the above average kit bracket there. And the reason why it's got in there is because, let's face it, for £22.99 RRP, you know, absolute bargain, cracking price for all this plastic to build an actual jet, and to have these fantastic decals. £22.99. It's actually a fantastic price if you ask me. Complete, almost giveaway. You know, it scored highly there. It scored nicely on the decals because it does have some really nice, good-looking decals there. You know, and just like the rest was kind of like average and stuff, but it did score a little bit badly on the canopy. Having ejector pin marks on the inside is, you know, it's a no-no, let's face it, you know, because that is just going to be more neon impossible to get out. I also kind of recommend this as like an intermediate to an advanced kit, you know, because it is a jet, there is more work with jets, and it is Revell. I find with Revell, I mean, I haven't built this, but I find with Revell, they go together okay, but you'll probably find there is a little fit issue here or a little fit issue there, you know, so you're going to be putting in probably a bit of sanding, filling, scribing, and as I say, if you want to get a wash to take to this kit, you're going to have to do a little bit of kind of re-scribing here and there on those flat spots on the recessed panel line. So to be honest with you, I think this is a, you know, it's a decent kit. It's definitely better than the Atelier kit. We do have that Hobby Boss kit out there, and you know, I'm not sure which one's best still between the Hobby Boss and the this new Revell kit. But the Revell kit definitely looks like it's a better shape than the Hobby Boss. It would have been nice to see a couple more weapons in here, but then, you know what, for £22.99, you know, we can go out there and we can buy a few aftermarket parts and jazz this up a little bit more, because, you know, it's so damn cheap. So hopefully this inbox review has been beneficial to you, and I just totally recommend this kit if you want to go out and buy it. So until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron and this is Genesis Models.